Okay, we're in Boundary County here in Bonners Ferry with
Leah.
And Leah, have you experienced any changes in the climate over your time living here?
I've been here a little over a decade, and no, I really haven't experienced that many changes. The only thing I can say about the weather with any consistency is that it's a little bit different every year, but it's not a consistent up or a consistent down.
Yeah.
Yes.
When did you first learn about climate change?
I heard about it in school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you remember how it was taught to you?
25 years ago. What's that?
Do you remember how it was taught?
Just that climate change is happening, in terms of that there seems to be an overall shift. At that time, the buzzwords were global warming, right? And so that the earth as a whole was warming up. And so that's generally what was taught in school at the time that I was there.
How has your perspective on climate change changed since then? or stayed the same?
Well, I'm a teacher, and just taking the words by themselves, climate change. Yes, climate changes, but it doesn't seem to me that there's a huge shift either way, that we're having some big shift, either colder or warmer across the whole earth. Rather just that, weather changes on a yearly basis, but not in any huge way, not in any consistent pattern up or down.
One thing climate scientists are predicting or saying is happening is increased wildfires due to higher summer temperatures, drier weather. Is that something you've experienced here?
Not really. Forest fires are something that North Idaho has battled for a very long time, much longer than I've been here, just because the humidity is lower here compared to some of the rest of the United States. It depends on where you're from.
Yeah.
But that wildfires, it's gone up and down without a consistent up, all over the graph. However, I would also say that with forest fires, you also have other factors to look at besides the temperature, because you also have an increased risk of forest fire depending on just how the forest has been taken care of and how much, the human factor, how much people leave fires going or don't put things completely out, or leave a lot of high-risk tinder, which can be a lot of different materials laying around. So it's a lot of different factors. I don't think we can narrow in on one and say, oh, it's definitely this.
Yeah. How do forest fires affect us people?
Well, in the summertime, because summer is when you're at high risk of forest fire, it's possible the rest of the year, you do need to be in a state of readiness in terms of just making sure that, first off, you've done your part to clear around your house. The general state rule of thumb, I believe, is that you need to have a minimum of 30 feet from your house to any trees. And then once you get beyond 30 feet, you need to have a minimum of 12 feet between the tree canopies from one canopy to the other canopy, and not leaving stacks of hay or anything lying right around close to your house. So you do your part with that first. And then you also need to make sure that you have your most valuable items ready to go. Right? Although they usually give you a 3-step process, right? So when something's coming close that, okay, hey, you've gotten the call or the notice, you need to be ready to go, and then they'll tell you if you actually need to move out or not.
Yeah. Has that happened to you before?
No. We've had a fire that got within a few miles, but we never actually had to evacuate. We've had some close friends who did in other parts of the county, and they had to evacuate for a week or so. Yeah. But they didn't lose their home, so it was wonderful.
Do you think there's anything we can do about climate change?
Well, I think just a general rule of thumb is that you need to take care of your environment around you, Try to not be one of those extra polluters, and to be more of a producer than you are a consumer. And
How?
Well, for example, there's a lot of waste that we as people do, of trying to not accrue so many containers that you're throwing away, but rather you do a lot of reusable things and do a lot of recycling like that. Also, just make sure that you're not, that you're always taking care of the environment around you, cleaning up. I see people, it's not so bad here, but you walk around and you occasionally see people just kind of dropping trash, pretending nobody notices that they're dropping trash as they walk along, right? But also in things like carpooling, right? Instead of driving 3 separate vehicles, carpool in one. There's lots of little things that you can do, and the little things add up, right? Plus, it's just part of being a responsible human being.
Cool. Well, we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Can we just get a quick